Okay, so hello again everyone. You're joining me again in my channel, Chemical MC, and today I shall be discussing about these things, which are cheap budget action cams. Like you can see, I have quite a few, two of them. One has a 90-degree FOV lens, which is this one, and this one has a 120-degree FOV lens. So okay, so now you must be wondering, like, why would you buy a budget action cam? Okay, so then let me explain. These things cost like a fraction of the GoPro, like either the 5, 6 or the 4, and they actually record quite decent quality. I mean decent when they say full HD, like this one right here, see, full HD right there. They do record in full HD. Let me go show you. Let's turn this one on. This one has no battery in. Let's put battery in here. These both claim to shoot in full HD, but they only claim. They don't really film in full HD. Let me just show you. So, let's turn this one on. So now, as you can see, let's go focus. There you go, see? I mean, you can probably see that this one has a broken screen. My ribbon cables is essentially broke like a few months ago. And what this is just, I tore this thing down and essentially taped the screen to the back of the PCB board, which actually was quite successful in bringing the screen back. Only I actually fractured a tiny part of the bottom screen right there. So okay, now let's go to the menus. So press these bottom buttons. Exactly the same on these two cameras. This one has a 2-inch screen and this one has a 1-inch screen. I mean 1.5-inch screen. So see, quite big difference right there. Okay, so now when you go down first step, see, you can see movie size. Let's go refocus. Let's see, movie size HD. Movie size HD. Once you click on that, it's gonna show 640 by 480, which is the 4:3 image. I do suggest that you do not film this mode because they're all in 30 FPS and you're not gonna use the whole sensor on 640 by 480 pixels. Wait, let me go put this camera down first. Okay, there you go. See, as you can see, the FOV is slightly smaller. Let me go show you again. Let's go 720p. Click, come back. See, you can see a bit more on that side on my keyboard right there, and you can see my tablet right over there. Okay, so this is HD and it does record in 720p 30 fps quite nicely with quite nice colors, unless you put some kind of filter on it. Let me go show you my filter. Let's go focus back on the floor, I mean on the table. See, in comparison, this is my phantom filter. It's quite big, and this is my action camera filter right here. Let's go focus back on my hand. See, so all you need to do for this filter is just put this thing into the front of the lens. So what you do is just do this and just fiddle it on there, and it's in. There you go. Now this will essentially make this action cam have essentially a more warm tint to the video, which is sometimes not wanted by people, but you can actually correct that in post. So yeah, that's okay for me. Now, on budget action cams, what I found out is that this battery thing is not accurate, because sometimes you can just fully charge this thing. Wait, let's wait for a truck to pass by from my house. Okay, there you go. So you can just fully charge this thing and use it for like 15 minutes, just using it all the time, and it's gonna go like cross, like an X symbol down there on the battery. And then when you power this thing off, I power it off again. Let me show you. It's powering off right now, and after that it's powered on. Sorry for the rubbish video for my Mi 4. See, it's like at 2 bar right now. Okay, and let me show you why you should not film in full HD. Now you can see the lag's like really minimal on this thing. You can go up, down, up, down, up, down, and it's gonna be really responsive, this camera. So does the I mean, that also does happen in the videos. Like, it's not gonna be like so choppy and like essentially drop frames. Yeah, drop frames. So when you go into full HD mode, there you go, full HD. What happens is you can see up, down. There's a noticeable lag and the frames drop. So see, you can see the frames dropping right there. And that's why you should not film in full HD. I think this thing actually films full HD 15 FPS. And the quality is also not that nice. And why I've chosen these cameras instead of those cheaper 4K budget action cams. Let me tell you why. Let's just turn this thing off. And the thing's also off. Okay, good job. So essentially, all these cameras that cost under like the Xiaomi Yi have essentially the same processor in them, which is the MediaTek something processor. I forgot the name exactly, but yeah, they all use this kind of, not really MediaTek, I mean like some rubbish processor, and it's almost exactly the same amongst all these brands. Like I got a Kogan one, got a BK one, right there. You can also find the same processor on the Icon action cams. You can find the same processor on the Fury action cams, I think. You can find the same processor on like, yeah, almost every single budget action cam under the price of a Xiaomi Yi and stuff. And some action cams are actually not, I mean, action cams like this are actually not that bad. Like for example the okay, go in, there you go. Like for example the SJ Cam 4000, that thing only films in full HD, but that actually is a real umbrella processor in there. So it actually films in full HD, normal full HD, and it does what it claims. These things do not do what they claim, but that's so for most of the action cams. You buy that price range. So yeah, but the upsides of buying these action cams, if you're on a tight budget, for example, you want to go scuba diving or snorkeling, you have this option in the package, which is a waterproof casing, where you can put the camera into the casing, close it, and off you go, snorkeling, diving, in the rain, underwater, anything you want. Okay, and you actually get a lot of accessories in this kind of action cam box. Let me go show you. So, not like one of those action cams that are quite expensive, like GoPros and Xiaomi Yi's. Those things tend to have like very minimal accessories. Now what you can see with this is a pile of accessories, and this is not all you can actually do with these action cams. Now, so you can see this, and let me show you this. This is essentially a little rig I've made for like stabilizing your hand shots, so that your hands won't get tired while holding this thing. So all you do is just twist this thing on. Oh, get my bed. Okay, let's see. Twist this thing down. Wait, and I've actually made this hole such that I can actually control the turn on this action cams. Screw right there. Okay, there you go. So now what you do is just hold this thing like this, and you got a little weight relief of your arms on the waterproof casing. And yeah, these accessories are really cheap for these action cams. And yeah, so if you're really on tight budget, I do suggest you actually take one of these up. These things record video, which is like okay in quality compared to like some phones. Like as you can see, this is a Mi 4W, which is a flagship phone from 2014 I use. It's my daily driver right now. That thing films okay video at full HD. Now the camera I'm using to record this video, which I'm pointing to right now, is a Mi 4W, and that thing also records. This thing also records not bad image quality, but it's also so-so. So yeah, comparable to these action cams. Although this thing actually records up to 4K. Then you can actually make a lot of mounts yourself for these cameras. For example, this is like an anti-glare, cause obviously these screens are cheap and they're quite rubbish, to be honest. Yeah. So what you want to do is just put this thing into here, and I've got a little tab where you can actually put the tab under the camera, and just pulls in, such as it like this, and you can actually see what you're filming under the sun. So yeah, and also with these budget action cams, you actually are not gonna be that scared of like losing them compared to like a GoPro and stuff. So for example, you're gonna go swimming with GoPro, you're gonna buy like one of those bobbers where you can like float your camera underwater thing. These things actually are quite light for you mini quad pilots out there, cause this thing weighs about 42 grams, which is like less than half a GoPro, do I know, and this thing weighs about 30 something grams. So yeah, a bit more light, but oh, I stopped. But this thing has only like a 90 degree FOV, so that might not even be enough for some of you mini quad pilots out there. See, it's quite tight on FOV. Let's show you. See, these things have a CMOS sensor, but see, very tight FOV. These things have CMOS sensors, but they're not that good a CMOS sensor. The cameras actually record okay color, yeah, but the dynamic range is like, yeah, quite low end, to be honest. And like for example, if you see the sun, if you're like facing the sun, for example, this thing's the sun, and your camera is facing at it like this, the sun's gonna be like really bright and overpowering for the image. And also the center of the sun, where the sun is most bright, is gonna be black. That some people say it's gonna be like flat Arthurian stuff, but no, it's not flat Arthurian stuff. It happens on most cheap CMOS sensors on these kind of cameras. So yeah, then what should I say? Oh yeah, you can also make a lot of accessories for these cameras. Like I've made a sun hood thing right here, made ND filters right here, and a lot of stuff again. So hopefully that's enough to actually make you decide whether or not a budget action cam is worth it for you. I'd say if you have not that much, I mean, if you have like a tight budget, this kind of setup is not bad for you. But if you have like more than enough to buy like Xiaomi Yi stuff, just avoid buying with those 4K budget action cams. Like they're useless. 1080p action cams record 720p, and 4K action cams record like 720p, but just save it in a 4K file, which is like, yeah, trickery. Yeah, so thank you everyone, and goodbye.